I guess we're not going to get a 3, 2, 1 countdown today. Okay, hey, I really don't have a script, really don't have an outline, but I've been pretty aggressive about chasing John McCain on this VA issue and challenging him in a death race and raising awareness to his subterfuge of the VA and the plight with veterans in the VA, and just generally his hypocrisy regarding himself as an elite, as he sees himself with the rest of the citizens. I've been involved with the Tattered Flag Project for a while, about a year now, almost a year now, and proud supporter of it, and partial coordinator of a program that helps it work. And that program's called Operation Anvil. And over the weekend, several things occurred, and I just wanted to come online and say, okay, this is who I am. My name's Steve Vanderbol. Obviously, it's on my page, and I'm a former chief executive officer and manager of a company, Sphere Holdings, and a former chief executive officer of a company by the name of IMN Communications. Marine veteran from late 80s, early 90s. I'm a guy. I'm a dad. Patriot. I consider myself an average person. Other people consider me anything but average. I'm just me. Some people think I'm an asshole, and some people love me. For me, I just do what I do. I've run multi-billion-dollar companies. I have founded companies that became those. I'm very proud of things that people I worked with through the years accomplished. Jointly, they developed, we all developed cutting-edge technology that went to be deployed, and then because of a stroke that I had and mismanagement, I'll call it directly what it is, theft by 4 or 5 people that we counted on to do things, that came apart. And I can't talk much more about that because there's legal activity involving that and ongoing investigations that are not being investigated on me anymore. I've had thousands of allegations thrown at me. I had an idiot former journalism teacher who worked for a hacked small-town newspaper write an article about me, accusing me of fraud based upon a fraudulent legal complaint from a Russian national that I met twice for a total of 2 hours in party sittings, and he somehow crafted a story that was written up, and there was just enough truth in it to be tractable and a lot of lies in it to be graphically unbelievable. But the problem with the federal court system, or courts in general, is you can make any allegation, and you can lie out your ass in federal court making an allegation to complain, as long as you do it through an attorney, and that sticks. And the person it stuck against, the defendant, me, and 2 other gentlemen, we had to fight a year to get to a point where we could start persecuting the other person who made the claims against us. Anyway, that case ended in a dismissal. The person from Russia dismissed the case. They hired the most cutthroat hack law firm in the United States, and despite hiring 10 attorneys, they could not find a shred of evidence to make one of their clients' claims legitimate. Guy spent a couple $1 million trying to make a claim legitimate and couldn't do it against 3 ordinary guys representing themselves pro se in the federal court system. And that case was dismissed without prejudice just before their client was going to be forced to come to the United States and sit down for deposition, to which he would have been subject to the United States law enforcement officials and subject to arrest for admitting to stealing corporate secrets and assets and intellectual property and all these other things, and filing him and putting him into court. But that case was dismissed, and the company, my former employer, has proceeded forward in multiple jurisdictions internationally to handle that problem. And because of my stroke, I am not involved in that. And largely for the last 2 years, I've been retired, fighting custody battles from ex-wives who use those arguments against me and a few other things to make my life a living hell. I haven't seen my children in many months. My oldest one in almost 2 years. Hi, Stephen, if you're around, I love you very much, and Dad's still fighting for you. And my youngest, Sam, who I haven't seen in 7 months. He's only 4. And he hasn't seen me, but anybody sees him, give him a hug and tell him Daddy loves him very much. And I have a Supreme Court mandate in Oklahoma in my favor, an appellate court ruling in my favor in Oklahoma regarding my oldest son, and I'm in the appellate court system in Texas over my youngest son, in the federal court over both issues. And once that's resolved, then we're going to start dealing with the criminal issues of all these processes. So that is what I'm fighting. Rogue Father is a website that I started to talk about those legal issues and standing up against temporary orders and unlawful orders issued by family courts. The family court system is biased, it's corrupt, it's fraudulent. It needs to be dismantled. It needs to be removed. It's catastrophic for children. It's catastrophic for every person who walks in the door, and the only people who profit from it are the judges and the attorneys. In the case in Oklahoma, the attorneys in Oklahoma made insane amounts of money, and they lost their case at the Supreme Court level, and then committed fraud to keep from paying me back legal fees and awards and so on and so forth, because they didn't have the money to do so. And resultant from that's a $240 million federal lawsuit that I filed, and a federal court judge dismissed without the other side having to answer the complaint, which is against the rules of Federal Rules of Procedure. And in his argument back, he said that a judge issuing something has immunity, and that's not the case when the judge doesn't have jurisdiction, which the Supreme Court in Oklahoma stated they didn't have. So we took it to the federal appellate court, to the 5th Circuit, and it's been transferred back to Oklahoma to the 10th Circuit, and it will eventually be transferred away from the Oklahoma City Mafia to the Denver appellate seat through motions. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I am calling the Oklahoma judicial system and the parties in Oklahoma County, Oklahoma legal system, corrupt. And there's a mafia that operates there, and I'm going to expose it. And I am not going to have this system continue to go. The laws are the laws. They apply to everyone. Everyone. No one has immunity. The people in the judicial system that manipulate the system self-police. And the problem with the self-policing system is if they're all corrupt, they don't, it's like the mafia. Who polices the mob? Well, they used to police themselves pretty good until the whole drug problem, and then it became a public issue, and the police started taking care of them, and now the mob is not what it used to be. The mafia, the Italian mafia, organized crime. Once a group loses honor, it loses its steering, and the judicial system, the legal system in the United States has lost its honor. It's just a facade. And I argue that the people in the United States need to take control of the legal system and need to take control of government and need to end the self-policing function of lawyers and judges and congressmen and senators, and that needs to be put back and forth in front of a civilian grand jury, and those people need to be prosecuted for the crimes they commit in office. It's called color of law, and that was the basis of my federal lawsuit, color of law issues. When the statute says what someone's doing is illegal, they don't have the authority to do so, and they say they do, whether it's a police officer or a lawyer or a judge or a politician or a senator, that's color of law. And the problem with people in the self-policing systems is they don't want to hammer somebody because it puts them up to be hammered themselves. And that's a problem. How do we resolve it? I'm going to spend the rest of my life, however short or long that is, in putting solutions to fix those problems. Now, I sent a letter today to this journalist and demanded him to pull his article about me down. He still has a circle with fraud across it next to my name, a year after a party couldn't make their claim. A year after a judge dismissed the case for lack of merit. Actually, the other party stated dismiss the case and we can come back and try it again, which is a cute little lawyer trick to keep their client from being prosecuted or maybe being able to sue them back. But it was really interesting when the FBI wanted to interrogate the man when he came to the United States, they decided to dismiss his case. I find that really intriguing. I'm the fraudulent guy, but they were moving to arrest him. But I'm still the one, when you Google my name, you find this problem up. Same thing with any issues in the family court system. Lots of fingers pointing my direction, but you don't look at the four fingers pointing back the other way. Those fingers pointing back will lead to great remorse and political action against those people. And my task is to have 2 judges in Oklahoma County thrown in jail and at least 1 judge in Texas, if not removed from the bench and jailed, at least removed from the bench completely. And the other one, who is a retired judge, to be removed as well. I'm looking for, and I'm calling upon the state of Texas to review my March 29, 2016 hearings. I've been trying for over a year to get that to occur. I spoke with the Office of the Attorney General's office today. You know what I keep hearing from law enforcement and prosecutors? It's a judge. It's not worth my pension. I can't help you. It's not my pay grade. Eventually, I will find the person whose pay grade it is. Because I'm not going to stop. The title of this video is Who's This Rogue Father Guy? It's really simple. I'm a man who is tired. I've had a lot of allegations thrown at me. I've had a lot of fingers pointed in my face. And I'm not going to quit fighting. The law is on my side. The truth is on my side. Facts are on my side. I've suffered greatly, and I continue to suffer and strive. I've never backed down from a challenge, and I have never told somebody directly or indirectly anything but the truth. Some of those issues I can show in documents, and some I cannot. But I refuse to lie. The only thing I have is my name. They haven't taken that from me yet, and I share it with my grandfather, my father, myself, and my oldest son. I will not tarnish it. I will not taint it. I will leave it a sizable legacy. And I will change the laws in this country. I've done it before in other countries, professionally, for financial gain. I'm doing it now for the benefit of others. I recovered from a catastrophic stroke and repaired the entire left side of my body for usage. I turned that information as a research project over to scientists, as I promised. I made a promise here about turning information regarding cancer. I'm currently fighting small cell cancer. My prognosis is not good from the AMA, but the holistic people say it can be beaten. I'm gambling with my life every day to see if it's going to be. If I do survive this 2 years, I will turn over the information. Free of charge. Who's this rogue father guy? I'm a man. I'm a father. I'm a citizen. I'm an honorably discharged United States Marine. I am a former executive and a current executive. I'm a citizen in the United States. I believe in right. I detest hypocrisy. And if you listen to the video this long, you're trying to figure it out. When you figure it out, tell me, because I still am not completely figured out what's going on. I'm a student of the journey. If you enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride together. If you stick your fingers in my face and accuse me of something, be aware of the 4 fingers pointing back, because I look at the 4 fingers pointing back at me before I point at someone else. I'm right with God. I'm right with facts. Beyond that, I am but a man, fighting a system. And maybe that's what Rogue Father is, a man who's fighting the system. Have a good day.